Have you ever wondered why some people are able to achieve wealth even from scratch, while others, despite all the conditions, continue to struggle to get anywhere? This is not a simple coincidence. It is a question of mindset. Most people still believe that you need money to make money. But what if I told you that this is exactly what is stopping you from achieving the life you want? The truth is harsh, but liberating. Wealth doesn't start with financial capital. It starts with mental capital. And that's exactly what Napoleon Hill discovered after studying the richest and most successful men in history for over 25 years. Hill revealed that the real secret to success is not what you have, but what you think and how you act on that thinking. If you're here, it's because there's a voice inside you that drives you to seek more, to develop, to break out of limiting pattern. You don't want to be just another one in the crowd. You want to lead your own journey, develop an unshakable growth mindset, and master practical strategies that will take you to the next level. And you know what the best part is? You don't need money to get started. You need clarity, decision, and purposeful action. Most people are stuck in the idea that without resources, capital, or support, it is impossible to prosper. This belief is what keeps thousands trapped in a reality of scarcity. But what Napoleon Hill teaches us is exactly the opposite. What separates the successful from the unsuccessful is not what they have, but how they think. While some focus on limitations, others visualize possibility. While some wait for the right moment, winners create their own opportunity. And perhaps now you are asking yourself, but how do I start if I have nothing? This question alone shows that you are ready to hear the truth. You already have what you need, your mind. It is with your mind that you can transform ideas into opportunity, dreams into gold, and plans into real achievement. The key is in your ability to control your thoughts, cultivate a powerful vision, and make consistent decisions even when everything around you says otherwise. Napoleon Hill called it burning desire. It's this desire that turns the impossible into the inevitable. It's this inner fire that, when combined with unwavering faith and a clear plan of action, creates extraordinary results, even without any money in your pocket. So, if you are willing to change your life from now on, you need to understand that it is not about waiting for an opportunity, but about becoming the opportunity. And in this video, you will discover how this is possible. Get ready to unlock the power of your mind, understand the principles that created empires, and apply in your own life the strategies that can take you from stagnation to abundance. Because at the end of the day, the question isn't, is it possible to get rich without money? The real question is, are you ready to change your mindset and take control of your own life? If the answer is yes, if you've made it this far, that already says a lot about who you are. You're not just anyone. You're part of a determined minority that doesn't accept living on autopilot. You're someone who seeks evolution, transformation, and concrete results. And that's exactly why this content is for you. Now, I want to make you an invitation, a simple but powerful invitation. Leave a word or a short phrase in the comments that represents what you believe about success and mindset. It could be something like, wealth begins in the mind, or simply, daily consistent. These small gestures create a powerful current of energy here in the comment. And yes, I read them all. I am always attentive to each message, and I make a point of leaving my little heart in the comments of those who engage with this community that grows every day. This exchange is more than a gesture. It is confirmation that you are part of something bigger. A community of people who believe in the power of personal development, self-discipline, and the power of the mind to build an extraordinary life. Here, you are not alone. We are together on this journey of growth. So, comment now. Leave your mark. What word represents your moment? What phrase defines your vision of success? Unshakable mindset. Discipline creates freedom. Choose the one that speaks most to your truth today. And if this content made sense to you, like the video and subscribe to the channel. It may seem like a small step, but it is a symbolic action that shows that you are committed to your financial transformation. Each like, each subscription further strengthens this community and makes room for increasingly in-depth content made especially for those who, like you, have decided to grow. Let's move forward. The next step is yours. Have you ever wondered why some people get rich out of nowhere, while others, even with everything in their hand, remain stuck? What if I told you the secret to getting rich without money lies in something you already have? The truth is that you may never have stopped to think about it deeply, but there is an invisible logic behind wealth. I'm not talking about magic formulas or empty promise. I'm talking about something real, proven, and profoundly transformative. I'm talking about your mind, and more specifically, the way you decide to use your mind from today on. Because that's where the real turning point lies, the key to the change you've been seeking so much. Napoleon Hill understood this and spent his life showing the world true capital lies in thought. It all starts with an idea, a vision, a burning desire. And if you are currently experiencing a period of uncertainty, doubts, and financial blockages, don't blame yourself. Don't think that you are at a disadvantage, because in reality, you are exactly at the right point for a game changer. What you need to understand, and I am here to show you, is that no one gets rich just because they got lucky. People who achieve success build their own luck through conscious decision, persistence, discipline, and, above all, a growth mindset. You may not have any money right, but if you have clarity about where you want to go, the courage to act despite fear, and an unshakable faith in your purpose, you are ahead of most. Hill called this applied faith, and it is this faith that moves everything. That makes you wake up even without seeing immediate result. That makes you get up when everything tells you to give up. That gives you the strength to continue investing in yourself, even if no one else believes in you. And here's the most powerful detail. Every person who has transformed their lives and finances started with one thing in common: a moment of decision. They decided to stop thinking like victims of their circumstance and start thinking like architects of their own destiny. And that decision is yours too, right now. Think about it. How many times have you sabotaged yourself by believing that you weren't capable? How many times have you postponed your dreams because you thought you needed to wait for the right moment? And how many times have you looked at yourself and thought, I know I can do more, but I don't know where to start? The good news is that the path exists, and it starts right here, with you taking control of your mindset and acting with intention. Hill taught that thought is the starting point of all riches, but thought alone is not enough. It needs to be combined with persistent action. This means waking up every day with clarity, with a plan, with the willingness to do what needs to be done, even without motivation. Success is not about being motivated all the time. It's about being disciplined even when you don't feel like it. It's about turning goals into non-negotiable commitment. You are here now because something inside you is screaming for change. And I know you feel it. You know you were not born to live any average life. You know you have potential, but for some reason, that potential is still dormant. What is missing is not ability. What is missing is decision. The decision to change the way you think, act, and position yourself in relation to your goal. I'm not talking to a group of people. I'm talking to you, because you're the one who's going to make that decision. You're the one who's going to get out of autopilot mode. You're the one who's going to transform your financial reality, even if you don't have a penny in your pocket today, because change starts in the mind, and the mind is yours, only yours. Now, I want you to reflect for a moment. When was the last time you clearly visualized the life you want to live? When was the last time you truly believed that you could achieve what you dream of? If it's been a while, it's time to start believing again. And not just believing, but acting on that belief. Because believing without acting is just dreaming. But believing and acting is building. And that's exactly what you're going to start doing now, because everything you need is already inside you. What's missing is to unleash that power. And the only way to do that is by training your mind every day, creating habits that lead you to success, and most importantly, eliminating all the voices that tell you that you can't. You are not alone on this journey. Here, you are part of a community that believes in personal development, continuous growth, personal leadership, and practical strategies to achieve success. Here, everyone is on the same path, to break out of stagnation and build a life of abundance with purpose, clarity, and action. And if this message resonated with you in any way, I want to suggest something very simple, but very meaningful. In the comment, leave a phrase or a word that represents what this moment is awakening in you. It could be something like, inner wealth, I decide to grow, or even, transformation starts today. I read all the comments. And yes, I am paying attention to every word you share there. I make a point of giving you a little heart and acknowledging your presence, because I know how much this small gesture already represents a step in your journey. And if you haven't done so yet, like this video right now and subscribe to the channel. It's not just about algorithms or numbers, it's about committing to your change. Every like, every subscription is a clear message to the universe and to yourself that you are ready to evolve, to prosper, to achieve what you've always wanted. This is your time, and the journey has only just begun. Napoleon Hill proved that wealth begins in the mind. If you believe that you need money to make money, you've already lost. And I know that this statement may seem harsh at first, but that's exactly why it's so powerful. Because it breaks, once and for all, the myth that keeps you stuck in a mistaken idea of success. You don't need financial resources to get started. You need a clear idea, a firm vision, and a definitive decision. And you already have all of that inside you. It may not be fully polished. It may have been dormant for so long due to doubt, fear, or frustration, but it's there. And that's enough to start a journey of transformation that goes beyond money. A transformation of identity, purpose, and lifestyle. The belief that you need money to make more money is one of the most common traps that sabotage your evolution. It paralyzes, it convinces you to wait, to postpone, to justify stagnation. It is a belief that places the power outside of you, when in fact, everything starts within. Money is a consequence. The real cause is in your mind, in your decisions, and in how much you believe in your own potential. And you see, believing in yourself is not just repeating nice phrases in the mirror. It is taking full responsibility for your thoughts, your choices, and the actions you decide to take, even if the whole world says it won't work. Wealth is not about the amount of financial capital. It is about mindset, a mindset of growth, resilience, and courage. And this is where change begins. When you understand that your external reality is just a reflection of your internal state, everything starts to make sense. You start to realize that the limitations that surround you are just projections of the barriers that exist in your mind. And when these internal barriers fall, the world opens up. Opportunities start to appear where before there were only obstacles. Resources that seemed far away start to move towards you. And not because the universe has changed, but because you have changed. Because you have decided to think like someone who is already successful, even before you see the money in your account. And this is not wishful thinking. It is not empty optimism. It is strategy. It is applied philosophy. The greatest leaders, entrepreneurs, and visionaries in history started exactly this way, with an idea, a deep belief, and a relentless mindset. They did not wait for the money to come in to get started. They started with what they had: vision, faith, and discipline. And that was enough to generate extraordinary results. The same can happen to you, but first, you need to make a choice. The choice to stop looking at what is missing and start using what you already have. The choice to stop being hostage to fear and start being the leader of your own destiny. The choice to think big even when the circumstances are still small. Napoleon Hill said that poverty of spirit is far more devastating than material poverty. And he was right, because those who have a rich mind can achieve anything. Those who have mental clarity, direction, and courage to act consistently will inevitably attract prosperity. It's just a matter of time. But those who live in fear, waiting for the perfect moment or the ideal resource, end up eternally stuck, trapped in the same cycle, living the same reality, year after year, with no progress, just repetition. And that's why changing your mindset is the first, most important, and most transformative step. If you want to get truly rich, you need to learn to think like someone who has already gotten rich. You need to train your mind to look for solutions, not excuses, to visualize possibilities, not limitations, to act with courage, not hesitation, because everything you believe with conviction begins to manifest in your reality. Your beliefs shape your behavior, and your behaviors shape your result. That's why every thought matters, every decision matters. Every day that you choose to focus on your personal growth matters more than you can imagine. You are not here by chance. You did not click on this video just out of curiosity. You are here because there is a voice inside you that knows you can do more. A voice that screams for change, for purpose, for real growth. And this voice can no longer be ignored. This voice is your true self, the ID. One that does not accept living limitedly, that does not accept living half-heartedly. This self that exists inside you wants to achieve freedom, wants to develop leadership, wants to live with clarity and direction. And this is only possible when you change your mind, when you take control of your narrative and consciously decide that you will stop living based on fear and start living based on intention. And that's why, from now on, every step you take needs to be guided by this new awareness. Every thought needs to be filtered with the question, does this bring me closer or further away from the life I want to live? Every choice, every habit, every word you repeat to yourself needs to be aligned with your vision of success. And if you don't have a clear vision today, that's okay. That can be built too. But the first step is to understand that the real problem was never the lack of money. The real problem has always been the way you see the world, how you see yourself, and how you see your own possibility. You deserve to live an extraordinary life. You deserve to thrive. You deserve to live with purpose, with autonomy, with abundance. But none of this will be possible if you continue to be trapped by the same beliefs that have always limited you. It's time to break this cycle. It's time to think differently. It's time to act differently. And it all starts with a new mindset. And if at any point in this message you felt that this is speaking directly to you, that this is not just another video, but a call, I want to ask you a small favor. Go to the comments and write a word or phrase that represents your turning point. It could be abundance mindset, I decide to grow, or even something simple like enough of thinking small. This gesture is small, but powerful. It is a public declaration, even if symbolic, that you are committed to your evolution. And yes, I will be there, reading each comment, leaving my heart as a sign that I saw you. That you are not alone on this journey, because here, you are part of a community of people who have decided to grow, transform, and lead their own story. If you haven't done so yet, take the opportunity to like this video and subscribe to the channel. This is not just a button, it is a commitment to your new journey, a journey that begins now, and we still have a long way to go. Hill discovered that everything starts with the burning desire. It's not just any desire, it's not a passing thought that arises in a moment of frustration and disappears at the first sign of difficulty. It's an internal fire that doesn't go out, even when everything seems to be against you. It's the absolute conviction that you will achieve what you want, no matter how long it takes, no matter how many obstacles appear. This type of desire is not common because it requires something that few people are willing to cultivate: total commitment to their own vision. And perhaps this is your moment to recognize this desire within yourself, to give it a name, to acknowledge that it exists. Because as long as you keep trying to convince yourself that you can live without what you really want, you will live below your potential. Napoleon Hill said, "What the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve." And if you think about that phrase, you'll realize that it carries almost infinite power, because it puts us in the role of creators of our own reality. The human mind is capable of imagining, visualizing, and building anything, but only when it is aligned with a deep and unshakable belief. Conceiving is the first step. Believing is the second, and achieving is the inevitable consequence of the unions too. But truly believing requires practice. It requires repeating to yourself daily that you are capable, that you deserve it, that you can, even when there is no concrete proof of it yet. Because, at first, the only evidence of your ability is in what you decide to believe about yourself. And this is where faith comes in. Not religious faith, but practical, rational, strategic faith. The faith that moves you to keep going, even when everything seems to be at a standstill. The faith that sustains your actions when the results have not yet appeared. Napoleon Hill taught that faith is the emotional state that allows a burning desire to become reality. Because without faith, desire becomes nothing more than an illusion. But when you combine a true desire with unshakable faith, you create an energy field that begins to attract exactly what you need most: ideas, people, opportunities, and, most importantly, the strength to act consistently. But wanting and believing is not enough. You have to decide. And Hill was emphatic in stating that decision is the dividing line between those who dream and those who make it happen. How many times have you wanted to change your life but put off the decision to start? How many times have you had a powerful idea but hesitated to act on it? Most people live in this middle zone between wanting and doing. They have good intentions, but they don't have firm decisions. And the truth is that until you make a clear, defined, and irrevocable decision, everything you want will continue to be just a distant concept, something that seems possible to others, but not to you. And after the decision comes the plan. Hill reminds us that no one achieves lasting success without a defined plan of action. It doesn't have to be a perfect plan. It doesn't have to be complex. It just has to be clear, direct, and executable. And above all, it has to be done with persistence, because no matter how well designed your strategy is, it will only produce results if you commit to it every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when the results seem slow, even when everything around you tells you that you're wrong. Persistence is what turns ordinary actions into extraordinary results. And it's also what separates amateurs from true achievers. You are here now because you have a desire within you that has not yet been fully fulfilled. And perhaps this desire is eating away at you from within, reminding you every day that you were born for something greater. And this is not arrogance, this is clarity. Clarity that the life you want to live requires a new level of you, a level of stronger faith, firmer resolve, more consistent action. Napoleon Hill's philosophy is simple, but profoundly transformative. Desire hard, believe hard, decide hard, plan smartly, and act persistently. If you follow this path, it is impossible not to reap results, because this is the same path that has led ordinary people to achieve extraordinary wealth, starting exactly where you are now, from scratch. And if you feel that this is your moment, that this video has come to you for a greater reason, I want you to stop for a moment, take a deep breath, and recognize your own burning desire. Give it a name. Visualize it being fulfilled. Imagine yourself living the life you've always wanted. Now, write a phrase or a word in the comments that represents this desire. It could be something like, "I choose to prosper," or "Nothing will stop me." Choose something that reflects your decision today. And know that yes, I will read it. I will give your comment a heart. Because each person who speaks up here is creating their own movement of growth. And I want to be present in this process with you. And of course, if you haven't liked this video yet, now is the time. Not because the algorithm will help you, although it will, but because it's a symbol, a symbolic act that you're taking on this content as part of your journey. Subscribe to the channel too, because with each new video, you'll be reminded of who you're becoming, and that, in the end, is what will take you further than any formula. Your decision to grow, your decision to change, and that starts now. If you've made it this far, you've already understood that the starting point for building wealth is not what you have in your pocket, but rather what you carry inside your mind. It's the burning desire that fuels your action. It's the faith that sustains your persistence. It's the firm decision that transforms ideas into achievement. But now it's time to go beyond inspiration and get to the practical part. It's time to structure, step by step, your path to getting rich, even if you're starting from absolute zero. And it doesn't matter where you are right now. What matters is that you decide to start. The first step is to define a specific financial desire. That's right, specific. There's no point in saying that you want to get rich or change your life if this isn't clear in your mind. How much exactly do you want to earn? In how much time? What do you want this money for? A vague desire generates vague action, and vague actions don't produce any results. Now, when you clearly define that you want, for example, to reach 100,000 RIAs in 2 years to set up your business and achieve financial freedom, you are giving your brain a clear command. And when your mind understands what you want, it starts to work in your favor. Don't underestimate the power of defining specific financial goals. This activates your focus, your motivation, and creates a sense of urgency. If you haven't written your financial goal down somewhere visible, stop everything after watching this video and do it. Write it down as if it were a declaration, as if it were a contract with yourself. This changes everything. The second step is to create a clear vision and visualize it daily. Visualization is not fantasy, it is mental preparation. Great athletes, leaders, and successful entrepreneurs practice visualization every day. They see victory before it happens. They mentally rehearse each step before they actually execute it. And you can and should do the same. Imagine yourself with the result you've achieved. See yourself waking up in the morning with the lifestyle you want to live. See the people around you, the places, the sound, the conversations. The more real this image is in your mind, the more powerful it becomes. The mind doesn't distinguish between reality and imagination with emotional intensity. And when you visualize with emotion, you activate your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is the silent engine that moves everything. Make this a daily habit. A few minutes in the morning and before bed are enough. See the scene, feel as if you're already living it, and notice how this transforms your willingness to act. The third step is to use affirmations with conviction. Affirmations are not pretty phrases that you repeat mechanically. They are statements of identity. They serve to reprogram your mind, replacing limiting thoughts with empowering beliefs. But for them to work, they need to be said with truth, with force, with repetition. Affirmations like, "I am worthy of the wealth I am building," or "Every day, I act with discipline towards my financial freedom," help shape your behavior. What you repeat often, you begin to believe. And what you believe, you begin to live. And remember, you cannot maintain a positive affirmation while feeding a negative narrative. So watch your thought, correct yourself when necessary. The mind is like a garden. Either you plant intentionally or the weeds grow by default. The fourth step is to make a plan, even a simple one, and take action. Now, most people wait for the perfect plan, and since that plan never comes, they don't do anything. Don't fall into that trap. Your plan doesn't have to be grand, it just has to exist. One step a day creates movement, and movement creates clarity. Maybe your initial plan is to study for an hour a day about finances, or save a fixed percentage of your income, or start earning extra income with something you already know how to do. The important thing is to get started. When you take action, you break inertia. And when inertia is broken, motivation starts to appear. The answers you don't have today will come along the way, but they only reveal themselves to those who take action. So, define a simple action and start now, not tomorrow, now. And the fifth step is to surround yourself with people who reinforce your vision. This is one of the most powerful and most neglected. Hill called it a mastermind, a group of minds aligned with a common purpose, an environment where you don't have to justify yourself for thinking big, where your desire to grow is celebrated, not criticized. If you continue to surround yourself with people who mock your dreams, who live stuck in a scarcity mindset, who doubt what you are capable of, your energy will be drained every day. But when you find people who think like you, who talk about growth, habits, mindset, discipline, and vision, everything changes. Because environment shapes behavior, and behavior shapes results. If you don't have a group like this yet, start looking for content, books, videos like this one, and start getting closer to people who share these values. You will see that a single conversation with someone who believes in you can be more valuable than years of living with someone who brings you down. These 5 steps are simple, but don't confuse simplicity with superficiality. They are profound, and if practiced seriously, they will change the way you see your financial reality. They put you in control. They take you out of the position of victim of circumstances and reposition you as the leader of your own story. It all starts with clearly defining a desire. It develops with visualization, gains strength with affirmations, gains structure with a plan, and expands with the power of the right environment. Now, I want you to allow yourself to reflect. Which of these 5 steps do you need to apply most right now? Which of them have you been neglecting? Write in the comments, but write with intention. It could be a sentence like, "Today, I will act, even without knowing everything," or "I will protect my vision with those who strengthen me," or any other sentence that represents your decision today. I am here, following everything, reading every comment. And I really value those who make this kind of commitment to their own journey. And if this content really touched, if it helped you see your path more clearly, like the video and subscribe to the channel. This is more than just support for the content. It is a reminder to yourself that you are taking your evolution seriously, that you are, in fact, building your new reality. Because getting rich without money is not utopia. It is philosophy applied consistently, and your next step is just ahead. You don't need money to get started. You need decision. And that's one of the most powerful truths you can absorb today. Because while many people are still waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect amount, the support that never comes, you have the opportunity to do things differently. You have the opportunity to decide, not tomorrow, not next week, now. Because all the tools you need to start the transformation you so desire are within you at this very moment. It's not about external circumstance. It's about mindset, clarity, attitude. It's about understanding that the change you seek begins the very moment you decide to change. You already have your mind, and you may not have any idea how powerful it is. The mind is the territory where everything begins. It is there that your thoughts are shaped, your beliefs are formed, and your decisions are made. Everything you achieve in life is a direct consequence of the way you think, feel, and act. Napoleon Hill not only believed this, he proved it, and he left a clear, practical, accessible map for anyone who is ready to commit to their own evolution. It doesn't matter what your past is. It doesn't matter what your current situation is. What matters is what you are going to do from here on out, and that only you can decide. Now, I want you to understand something deeply. This decision needs to be accompanied by action, because just thinking differently doesn't change anything. Just wishing doesn't transform. Just watching videos and feeling motivated for a few minutes doesn't generate any result. Real change requires practice, consistency, and a daily choice about who you want to become. You will need to cultivate new habits, abandon old beliefs, and sustain your energy even when things don't seem to work. You will need to trust yourself even when no one else believes in you. You will need to start over as many times as necessary, because the path to success is never linear. But all of this is part of it. It is exactly this that strengthens you, that shapes you, that prepares you for what is to come. Your mind has the ability to design your future, and you, with your actions, have the responsibility to build that future step by step. Don't wait for external miracles anymore. You are the miracle. You are the force you've been waiting for. You are the agent of change you've been searching for. And that's exactly why you've come this far. Because inside you, there is something bigger calling for this transformation. You feel it, don't you? That restlessness, that feeling that you're ready for more, that you weren't born to just survive. You were born to lead your own life, to positively influence the people around you, to achieve freedom, impact, and fulfillment. And it all starts with a single decision you can make right now. You don't have to master everything at once. You don't have to see the whole path. You just have to take the first step. And that step may seem small at first, but it's exactly what breaks the inertia. It's what changes the direction. It's what sets you in motion. And movement generates result. Movement generates clarity. Movement generates confidence. And the more you move, the stronger you become. And the stronger you become, the further you go. That's the logic of the growth mindset. That's the essence of personal development. It's the daily practice of becoming someone better than you were yesterday. Now, it's up to you. What will be your first concrete action after watching this video? What will be your real decision? What can you do today, even today, to align your mindset with the life you want to create? Maybe it's writing down your goals. Maybe it's starting a new habit. Maybe it's cutting out a negative influence. Maybe it's just looking in the mirror and saying with conviction, I am responsible for my transformation. What matters is that you start. Start even if you're afraid, even if you have doubts, even if you don't have support. Because clarity comes with the journey, and results come with persistence. If you felt that this content spoke directly to you, that these words were a call to your conscience, I want you to leave that on record. Comment below with a short sentence that represents your decision. It could be something like, change starts with me, or I'm ready to act. or even active growth mindset. Choose the one that makes the most sense to you right now. I read every comment. Yes, I'm present. And I make a point of recognizing each person who makes this commitment to their own evolution. Because here, in this space, you are not alone. Here, you are part of a community of people who think big, who don't conform, who decide to truly grow. And if this video sparked something inside you, if it reminded you of your power, like it right now. This is more than just supporting the content. It's a way of saying to yourself, I'm here for a purpose, and subscribe to the channel. Not just to watch the next video, but to reinforce your commitment to this new version that you're building. Because the journey is just beginning, and the best is yet to come. And you deserve to be prepared. You deserve to experience the best that life has to offer. All you have to do is decide and act. It all starts now. If you've made it this far, it's because something inside you has been touched. Maybe it was that inner voice that has been asking for a change for a long time. Maybe it was clarity that finally appeared. Or maybe you simply felt that now is the right time. If this video helped you develop your mindset, if you felt truly motivated, don't let it go by. Subscribe to the channel now to continue this journey with me. Here, each new video is another step in your evolution. And if you stayed until the end, comment below. My mind is now my greatest asset. This sentence will show that you not only watched, but connected with the content, absorbed it, reflected, and decided to grow. Please also leave a like. This will strengthen this message and help more people discover this path of transformation that you are now following. And it doesn't stop here. The next video is already appearing on the screen. Click on it and continue. With me, your journey is just beginning. Let's go together.